Okay, this is a 1905 Reed. It's a 2-cycle engine. The air and the fuel go into this charging cylinder on the side, and as the drive piston goes back, the fuel and air go from the charge cylinder into the drive cylinder. And if you look at this, this is a 2-inch gate valve, and this is the air inlet of the thing. And this, if you can see how far open it is, this is how much air this thing's getting into the thing. And it weighs about 5,000 pounds maybe. The skid that I welded together probably weighs around 12 or 14, I'm guessing. So it probably weighs about 6,400 pounds all told. Okay, the thing's running on propane, and what makes it spark is a Ford Model T buzz coil hooked up to a wheelchair battery. And at a show, of course, the battery and the buzz coil would be stuffed inside the battery box there. It's water cooled. The tank is full of water. It's thermosiphon cooling. As the water gets hot enough, it boils kind of out of the top of the cylinder and is replaced by cooler water going to the bottom through that water line right there. And that's vertical fly ball governor. It does absolutely nothing. It just goes around because it doesn't run fast enough to make the governor work. Okay, now check this out. This is a award I got from taking it to the Nationals, not just any show of course, but the Nationals. And it's kind of a slow engine contest to see who can make the engine run the slowest. And if memory serves, I think it was at 43 RPM I got this thing. Now if you were a tractor or an engine guy, you would be really impressed with this. But since you're not, well, you know, what do you do? Oh look, 3 hog oilers in the living room. Pretty cool, huh? They're all the same. Here's kind of a picture. Now, Carol Sue had to buy me a new, this is a 10,000 pound tilt back trailer. I had to have this to carry this stupid engine around because the other one was only a 6,000 pound trailer and it's not big enough. Oh, by the way, Ron, check this out. This is my newest Rambler. It's whatever year it is. It's actually a pickup truck with a canopy on it. It's kind of a long story how we got this thing. Maybe I'll tell you someday. See that oiler right there? I have 3 of them. They're Paragon number 5s is what they are. Lunkenheimer Paragon number 5s. Check this out. At eBay they sell for like 250 bucks a piece or thereabouts usually. Is that stupid or is that stupid? And if you look at the skids on this thing, you know, they're 16-inch I-beams that I kind of cut up and re-welded together. But you know, I got a really good deal on those. And the actual thing that the engine is sitting on is, you know, like 4-inch square tubing channel. I only got like a couple $100 into the steel, but I got like probably $300 into welding rod and cutting wheels and grinding wheels and all that sort of stuff. But again, more stupidity. And if you look at this thing, you know, it's sitting in the driveway right in front of the garage because I don't have a place to put it. I have absolutely no place to put this stupid thing. And again, more stupid is way stupid. But isn't this cool? Of course it is. If you look at this thing, I don't know if you can see this regulator or not, but it only has like less than 1 pound of propane going into the thing. So it's also, along with very little air, it's getting very little fuel also. So, and that, by the way, is a acetylene regulator plugged into a propane tank. So There's Carol Sue. She's sticking her tongue out and being really rude. Here, just a minute.
What? Okay.
Okay, Ron. This is a point of reference. This is how big this engine is. You know, this is really nothing to scale it to. Anyway, Carol Sue's recording this thing for me.
I am.
Anyway, but this is kind of how big it is. The flywheels are like 5 feet in diameter.
Yeah. Then what?
That's all you do.
Okay.
This is also the pulley that goes to this thing. It probably weighs in about 1,500 pounds. It's a reversing clutch pulley. You really can't see it, but it has like planetary gears and everything in there. And there's a clutch part of it. And if it were put on there, you'd have to have an outboard bearing holder here and one right here in the front of the thing. And this part right here bolts to the flywheel. And I have one outboard bearing holder that's right here that weighs, I don't know, you can't really see it because of course it's in the blackberry vines, but it weighs a couple, 200 or 300 pounds probably. But anyway, and this is what would go on the thing to run a flat leather belt on the flat part of it there, because this engine ran and pumped oil from like 1905 to 1985 somewhere in Pennsylvania, just as a point of reference. Here I got the thing slowed down a little. It's not running, I don't know how fast it's running. It's probably running like 45, 50 RPM or something, but I'd like to get the thing down to like 30 RPM to show you how cool it is when it runs at like 30 RPM. I got it running just a little bit slower, but this is kind of running, you know, without tweaking the air a whole bunch or something and messing around with it and letting it die 4 or 5 or 6 times or something. This is kind of how it probably ran or something, you know, when I won the tick over thing at the Nationals. Also, just as a point of reference, when I got this thing, the engine was painted this really ugly red with ugly black flywheels. I spent hours and hours and hours taking the paint off the thing, and right now, I don't like painted engines, and it's got 2 coats of 50% boiled linseed oil on it and 50% paint thinner, you know, stirred up. And anyway, it takes, of course, weeks for it to dry on steel, but anyway, but it's got 2 coats of that on there. And the thing with painted engines, you know, any kind of grease or oil, you know, it slobbers down the side, it looks ugly. But this stuff here, you know, you can do whatever you want, and it's pretty much ugly anyway, so. But anyway, but that's kind of what it's painted with, so.